Alright guys, what's up? Master T Killer here, and I just wanted to bring you a review of this amp before I sell it. This is the Crunch Powerzone PRZA 1500.1, 1500 watts, and this amp is made by Maxonics. Now, and the box it's sitting on is to a power base amp. But basically with this amp, you got a nice little heat sink design here going across the top, double heat sink, and you got another heat sink right here. It's not really a deep heat sink, but I mean it's better than no heat sink at all. One thing about this amp, if you guys notice in my old videos where I had the Rockford Fosgate subs in that tiny box, I turned the volume up to 35, maybe even 40, and this thing, it would probably get a little warm, maybe a little hot. With my new power base subs, if I turned this thing up to 15, it got smoking hot. If I turned it up to 20, I had this thing on 20, and I was playing Put On. I put my arm on it like this, and this mark of the heat sink was on my arm. Like it left a mark. That's how hot it got. The new amp I got, I will talk to you guys about that a little bit, but the power base amp, it's really cool, even with the volume on 30, pushing those same exact subs. So some of the stuff here you got on it, you got the power light, the protect light like normal. You got the remote control. This here is for your bass knob, which I don't really like to use any, but with this amp, when you put the bass knob in, you can really hear you lose some of your bass. You got the bass boost, subsonic filter, low pass filter. You got your gains. Got your sorry about that. You got your line out for hooking two amps together. You got your line input for your wires coming in from the head unit. Regular 12 volt power supply. This takes 4 gauge wire for the ground and power, plus your regular remote input. You got speaker outputs. Positive, positive, negative, negative. Bridge it, positive to negative. Then you have 4 30 amp fuses. Hold on. There you go. 4 30 amp fuses. Corn, what are you doing? I mean, it's a pretty good amp, especially for starting off. That's basically what I used it as, a starter amp. Now, if some of you are wondering, like, what else do they make? Maxonics also makes. You have here on their website, you got MB Court, which I had no idea they made MB Court. They got the Hyphonics brand, the Zeus, the Brutus, and all of that stuff. Crunch, you got Autotech, I've never even heard of those. Max Link, those are basically just cables, I'm assuming. And yeah, then you got regular Maxonics. From what I can tell, the Hyphonics is their high-end stuff. And but I know a lot of people speak highly about MB Court, but me personally, it's not really my cup of tea. The Brutus Elite, that's more Maxonic stuff. This here is see, monoblock 1500 watt amp. Pushes 370 watts at 4 ohms, 750 watts at 2 ohms, 1500 watts at 1 ohm. 430 amp fuses, 1 ohm stable, and it is a class AB amplifier. So that means that it's not pushing out all the power it should for, you know, like a class D amp, but it's supposed to run cooler. I think, did I get that right? I think I might have got that backwards. I'm not sure. But I know Class D amps will push out way more power. And here you see the dimensions. 9 1/4 inches in width. 1 7/8 inches in height. 19 1/8 inches in length. So that's 9 inches from here to there. That's 1 inch from here to there, and 19 inches from here to here. Then these here are the different Crunch amps. You got the Power1 amps, which are their low end, bottom of the line stuff. You have Powerzone, which when I got this amp, Powerzone was this was their creme de la creme. That was their top of the line, and now they have the V Drive. When I got my amp, there were no such thing as the V Drive amplifiers. I'll show you the Powerzone. This here is the newer Powerzone, the PZ series. PZ Myers. You see, it looks like the heat sink should probably work a little better. Another thing about it is it does have these vents here. Hold on. As you can see through. That's to allow air to flow in, help keep it cool. And of course, it's got like a small little vent there, which, I mean, a little air intake is better than no air intake. There's no fan or anything inside of this, so its cooling capabilities are very, very limited. You see on the bottom there, absolutely. Well, on the bottom it's got these little vents. If you got it mounted on like on carpet, it's not really gonna do too much for you. But if you've got it on like a wooden amp rack, then you know, I'd assume it would help out a lot more. Warranty void if tampered with or removed. So I seen like there was a video of a guy on YouTube where he took the bottom off his amp and he like cut a hole here and he cut a hole there and here and there, and he put like small little computer fans in there and ran them off the remote wire. And personally, oh, and then he had to put something underneath the amp so that it would mount kind of elevated. That way the fans could breathe. But yeah, like I was saying with the this here is the Powerzone. You see the 15.1 can push out 1500 watts at 1 ohm. The V Drive, their newest ones, can push out well, they don't exactly have a 1500 watt, but they're top of the line, pushing out 3200 watts at 1 ohm, whereas the top of the line Powerzone is 2500 watts. So that's basically just a rundown of the Crunch Powerzone amp for you guys. So this baby is gonna get sold. Hope you enjoyed the review or the info video. Later, guys.